Hello, my loves, and welcome back to the channel for another video. Happy season of the witch. I think we can all unanimously agree that those of us who are mystically inclined and living a path of magic love this time of year, whether you identify strictly as a witch or not. This is just such a delicious time where we descend back into the self, where the liminal space is wide open, where the veils that separate the worlds of the seen and the unseen become really thin, and it all just feels like one big mixing pot of like delicious magic, this beautiful like decaying of the old going away, preparing to slow down for that like slumber. And for those of us who are more introverted, I'm sure we can agree there's something so enchanting about that like cozy time of year where people expect you to stay home. So, you know, those of us that want to do that most of the year, we're like, this is our time to thrive. With that, though, also comes this itch to often study and to really go deep within different areas of magical practice or interest, and just be more reflective and in awe of everything that's happened for the calendar year thus far. And you know, many of us choose to start our year at different times, not so much always during the calendar year, but we have Witch's New Year on Samhain. We have my birthday, I also kind of count as a new year, which is in November. So it's kind of like right after the Witch's New Year. And then there's the new zodiac season, which starts in, I think it's March or April, with Aries season. That I should have looked that up. But anyway, there's this sense of like eternal renewal, but with that also this sense of eternal death that makes practicing a path of magical personal freedom so enchanting. And I just want to muse a little bit about this time of year because it's just so much fun. It's so delicious. And rather than speak to you today about like, here's what you should do with the energy, or here's like, because there's so many things happening, right? Like if you're watching this when this video comes out, we got the new moon in Libra with the solar eclipse. We have like cosmic weather and all kinds of things in the world. And it's a wild, energetic, turbulent ride. And while I love myself a good collective reading, a good moment to anchor into the energies of everything that's going on so that we have a way to kind of understand what's happening internally, I also want to make this video to position us in a place of being empowered in our own practice and what we're feeling. And that's not to say I won't offer my collective readings like I always do in some fashion. I don't know if it's going to be a reading or a post or an email or however that chooses to come through this time. But for those of us that are magically inclined, we often don't need those readings. They're nice to have. They're amazing to put perspective on what we're already feeling, to help echo back and reflect what is within us. That's why things resonate with us, right? Because they're matching kind of where we're at. But we don't need them because we're already in tune with what's happening, right? We already feel the vibe of the season. We know there's wild energy going on. We know that the world is absolutely off its rocker. We know that there's a collective thing happening. But we also know internally, if we're in tune with ourselves, where we're being called to go. And I think especially as we enter the season of the witch, inviting you to honor that even deeper is much more beneficial than me sitting here and telling you what the energy forecast is going to be. And I'm going to jump all over the place here, so put me on the background. Grab yourself a cup, whatever you're going to do. But one of the things that makes this time of year so enchanting is as we kind of honor the light fading and the dark coming, and we think of descending, and we think of the underworld. I perceive the underworld as the other worlds that are very much still here on earth. When we think of things like Akasha or angels or spirit guides of the higher realms, we think of them as up there, right? They're in the sky. But as things get darker on the earth, there is this connection to that realm that is of the earth. It's dirty and dank and gritty, and it smells like a freshly dug grave after the rain. It's like, it's where all of those pieces of us that are deemed as unworthy, unruly, too animalistic, too passionate, too human. It's where all of those things live. And why this is so exciting is because there is something so alive with creative energy about this, right? When we think of creation, often we think of manifestation as something coming from above into matter. But in order for that to happen, there needs to be a form taking action. Nothing can manifest from above without the active instrument or the active material, the active co-creation of something that is already material, right? Nothing doesn't come out of nothing. Nothing comes out of something. Things just transform, they transmute, they rearrange. And when we are connected to our more primal senses, to our needs, our wants, our desires, our sexual power, our creativity, those things that are just so intense in their feeling that we often push and hide and put in the dark because they're things that society deems as XYZ, whatever. We don't need to get into that. But when we tap into that, there's a raw creativity that comes with that. And I find in my own personal experience this time of year, I feel very creative. I feel like I just want to get my hands in there and like get going and like make a bunch of things because I have this fire burning within me. And with that, if we return back to the season, there is the fall, right? There is the shedding of the mass, of the layers, of the beliefs, of things that are covering this raw power that we have. And as we descend into the self, it's not a retreat. It's not that we are hiding away from the world. I love to see this descent as learning more about ourselves, of trusting ourselves more, of uncovering and embracing who the fuck we are without apology. And not in an in your face way, but in like a solid, confident way. And this is something that we're all constantly working on, right? We all feel sometimes like imposters. We all sometimes feel like, you know, there's this comparison that comes in, or we can't fully express certain pieces of ourselves. We're all constantly working on this uncovering. But each time there's an invitation to dig a little more and dig a little more and dig a little more and just let something inside of you be unleashed. And that's one of the reasons I love working with spirits of the underworld, so like dark faces of the feminine, like Inanna or Lilith or Hecate, goddesses and people of myth like that, because there is this raw power that comes with that, where there's an invitation to say F everything. Everything that I have taken on that is not mine, everything that has been placed on me, F that. I am a raw, powerful, creative being. I am an infinite spiritual soul in a human body, so that I can inhabit this vessel long enough to harness my creative energy to make something of value, and damn it, am I going to enjoy it. To me, that is what this time of year is all about. It's about empowering yourself. It's about embracing that power, always wielding it responsibly, of course, but allowing ourselves to throw the rules away, to answer the call of the other worlds, and feel a little less alone in the fact that we know that those other worlds are there. There's something freeing about this time of year, because there's like a permission slip. Like, it's expected that like you're going to honor your ancestors. It's expected that ghosts are seen. It's expected that the divination is going to come out, right? There's things that many of us who walk a spiritual path literally do on a daily basis, because it is part of who we are. It is part of the way that we live, that the rest of the world seems to recognize as somehow more acceptable during this time of year. And while there's a big problem in that itself, there's also nothing wrong with wanting to dip your toe out of the out of the closet, per se, and really enjoy what it's like to embrace who you are just a little bit more. So, my loves, that was just like a witchy chat about this season. I am running a bunch of offers for October because, again, like I said, I am amped up on that energy high that we got going on. So I will leave a link to something down below where you can check out the October offers on my website. They'll be slowly kind of rolling out if you're interested in that, but if not, no worries. I hope that you enjoyed today's chat. If you are resonating with anything in this video, if you are feeling something specific in this time of season, if there's any just witchy things that you would like to connect about, leave them in the comments below. I would love to chat with you, and I'm sure your fellow viewers, commenters in the Leanne Aligned community would adore getting to see you and hear your other musings, to know that, you know, we're not alone. Like, we're always here. We're just more here in the public eye during this time of year. So I am sending you all so much love, and I will see you again very soon. Take care, my loves. Bye.